You'd be here for like 4 to 7 hours because there'd be 7 to 9 courses served in one meal.
Lancaster is a place that's full of history. One student shows her passion for it by giving tours at Wheatland. Being a tour guide is one way people can volunteer at the former president's house.
So the tour guide has to know how to navigate. They've got to be able to keep an eye on artifacts, to safeguard them, and at the same time they need to be able to get a feel for what their visitors are interested in, all the while telling stories about Buchanan. Good storytelling, some people come by it natural and others need a little bit of training. So we ask, when a tour guide is starting out, a candidate for being a tour guide not only has to do a lot of reading, but they also have to do what we call shadowing. But then they might want to also partner, which is another stage which not everyone uses, but some people tend to use if they feel a little nervous, like, I need another level of easing into this job as a tour guide.
Juliana Espenson is a Hempfield High School student who has been a partner tour guide for about 4 years.
She was very interested in history. It was obvious that she had a passion for history, and that's something that we look for in a volunteer, regardless of their age.
So the bottom 2 shelves are the shelves that he took to the White House. So I think moving to Lancaster definitely made me want to be into more history because Lancaster's so rich in history. But I think I've always just had a love for history. Even just going to Gettysburg when I was little, taking those little field trips with my mom. I have learned so much about giving tours, people, dealing with people. I love history, and it's 5 minutes away, and it's just such a great experience because this isn't exactly what I want to do when I'm older, but it gives me a good foot in the door kind of thing in order to figure out exactly what I want to do in a museum type setting.
Not only does she give tours at Wheatland to help her future as a historian, but she is also a reenactor.
I actually am a World War II living historian as well. I actually do that more than I'm here. One day, when we first moved to Lancaster, my mom and I took a tour of Wheatland, and I was like, this is something that I could do. And then one of my partner days, one of my first times at Wheatland as a volunteer, was their World War II encampment that they usually have every year, but now it's going to be every other year. And I was like, this could be something I could get into too. There's nothing can describe how rewarding it is to be able to teach people about how things were lived. I think I'm definitely more of a visual learner, so seeing someone in period costume, whether it's 1860s or 1940s, whatever I'm doing, is you see these people and you're like, wow, that's what they looked like, that's what they wore, that's what they did, that's how they acted.
Being a tour guide and reenacting are some of the ways to get involved in the historical community. From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Emily McAlpine.